What's up guys, Alberto Big Boost here again. Today we're gonna be working again with turbos. Another Garrett turbo, this time an older one from my friend Shulman. Shulman, where you get this thing? Where are we putting this?
It hooked it up. It was a turbo off of the demo R32 car.
So this came out of the R32 that Kevin is driving right now in FD?
Yeah, but they upgraded it for a Pro.
So this turbo was in FD, so Matt's gonna be running this turbo. That's pretty cool. So this one's a GT3076.
Yeah, R, yeah.
So it's not the GTX, so you can see it doesn't have the billet wheel, but it still has that awesome whistle sound because of the compressor housing characteristics. So today we're gonna be installing this turbo in Matt's car. It had a BorgWarner
S362.
X362?
Way too big, way loud.
It was way too big. Also, another thing is that the flange on the BorgWarner is different. They don't use B-band. It's like a weird, like oval, concave kind of like flange thing. Almost as like an AN fitting, but for exhaust. So today we're gonna be modifying his exhaust to make sure this turbo fits. So he got a bunch of Vibrant parts over here. So I'm like, my first thing was to use a 3-inch to 4-inch reducer since he has a 4-inch downpipe and full exhaust. Now, I noticed that if I play with the flanges as I've done before in previous turbos, I'll put this here and I need to make the exhaust this size. But he brought a couple flanges to mix and match. So like, this fits right here perfectly. And if I were to put this right here, this also fits perfectly. So I can make the 4-inch transition without having to necessarily back the exhaust this much. So I'll be able to just use like maybe 3/4 of an inch to make the transition rather than using 3 inches or 4 inch. I think this is 4 inches.
3 to 4.
This is 4 inches in length, and it's gonna be pretty much 1 inch in length to make the transition. Before we put this turbo on the car, we need to clean this turbo. Matt, this turbo is like really dirty. Where was it?
Dirty. Huh?
It's like all rusted.
A little rusted, but we can get it.
It's so rusted that the rusty little parts here are hitting the exhaust blade. So we need to take the housing off and like take all that rust off before we do anything. I need to prep this housing because it's full of rust and I can't weld on rust. I'm gonna have to like grind all the edges over here down. First we're going to preheat the casting. Also gets rid of any humidity so it gets a lot better weld. The flange is fully welded to the turbo. Now I need to put the turbo on the car and then test fit the outlet flange to see how far in or far out it needs to go to match the downpipe. I managed to mock up the downpipe onto the turbo, so the turbo fits pretty good. I'm definitely gonna have to modify the compressor housing to match the intercooler pipe. Then the 4-inch B-band assembly is pretty much gonna go on the edge of the other flange. So I already marked over here how much I want to take off. That way I can also separate the downpipe from the firewall. Never ask Shulman to measure something himself. Here's the downpipe that came out of his car. Here's a flange that came out. This one's a flange for the BorgWarner. As you can see, it's not flat, it's like a little like cone shape, so it's concave or in an angle. Then this is the flange that I'm gonna be using. So he got 4-inch Vibrant B-band clamps, and here's the problem. This is not 4 inches, it's 3.5 inches. So the only thing I could do at this point with the stuff that we have is I told him to get me some MIG welding wire, and I'm gonna MIG weld the gap. I'm not gonna do that gap with TIG welding because it's gonna take hours, so with MIG weld I can do it in like 10 minutes. Please, if you're gonna fabricate something, make sure you have the measurements right to avoid this kind of problems so you can get your job done properly. TIG weld everything and get it done quick. I already got the downpipe stuff situated. Now I am trying to mock up over here the charge pipe, which is gonna pretty much go like this, right there. I also modified the intercooler tube that was here to get it in the right position. So having it all the way down here grants me a lot of clearance up here for our intake. I ended up having to skip to a bunch of the process of this build because we're running out of time, and Shulman over here did not get everything that he needed for the turbo, so I ended up having to custom make and fabricate a bunch of things to make it work. But now let's see how it turned out. All right, here we go. We have a used, not brand new GTX 3076R Gen 1. As you can see, it doesn't have the billet blade again, but it looks really good. Shulman, what's up with all that heat wrap stuff?
So temporary. I got this my old turbo really quick because my old line busted, and then the line that I had on here was all nasty, so I got this temporarily. Tomorrow, next day, I'm gonna get the correct one and put it on there, but I'm really stoked that this came out. I'm so happy that's finally done.
Right? Came out really good. Check out how like from 3-inch he has to go to 4-inch right on the turbo. It's so funny. I couldn't do the transition either because the bend is right there and the transition is straight, so it would have made the bend like all the way back here, so that wouldn't have worked. But I can't wait to see how it sounds now. Also, you may notice that the coolant lines are missing. Shulman did not have the fittings to weld on the coolant lines. Or wait.
This is actually blocked. The previous owner blocked this, so it's an issue. So I'll have to attend to that pretty soon. So, but yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna get tuned.
Yeah, you need to get those fittings so I can weld them on there.
Yep, probably next week.
So I'm pretty much just gonna weld the fitting right on the elbow here, and then properly block the other one with aluminum. And then I noticed that the heater pipe is deleted on this car, which goes back there, so I'm gonna put the other fitting on there as well, so it has the proper circulation of water going through the turbo. I like that Shulman is also running the same wastegate I'm running on my car, same one that we're running on Adam's thing over there. I'm sorry, we're gonna be running on that thing because it doesn't have an engine yet, so it's not assembled. Coming soon. Here we go, first start. Come on, Shulman, send it. Alright, Matt, so how do you like the new turbo? Does it sound good?
Dude, it sounds like a jet engine.
Does
it sounds so good.
Quicker than the other turbo?
Yeah, like literally the old turbo, it was like NA, and then it was like, oh, there's boost. And then it was like, wow, and that was it. Now it's like, I didn't floor it because I'm not tuned, but like, sounds crazy, just amazing. I'm really stoked that you got it done today.
Yeah, no problem. That's how it works.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow I'm getting tuned, so see you soon.
Well, guys, that's how I'm not doing things. Same thing I did with Adam's turbo. I know how to definitely put this thing on one shot, get it done. Everything works off the bat. Same thing with Shulman's turbo. Works perfect. Everything's good. So hopefully he puts on some good numbers once he gets tuned.
430 wheel, hopefully, maybe.
Probably. Let's see. Well, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of short, but it was a little educational, but I was running against the clock, so I couldn't film a lot. So I'll try to keep filming more details on other videos, but this one's probably one of those short videos that some of you guys might actually enjoy.